His sense of humor, his web crawling abilities, and his sense of humor, which I stated earlier. Yes, this video will have more things than just a couple of things repeated. Spider-Man is one of the most iconic superheroes of all time. Everyone knows about him throughout the world. His backstory is just not that bad. His backstory is just that good. This particular superhero has a backstory that is absolutely captivating, and it makes sense as to why he is who he is. He's just not a person who's, exposed to something radioactive and turned into some radioactive man. This particular superhero has instilled in him the ideology by his adoptive parents about being an absolutely responsible human being. With great power comes great responsibility and the ability to make more girlfriends. Okay, the last bit was not true, but this great responsibility thing was said by his Uncle Ben, and it was instilled in him before Uncle Ben passed away, and it affected him even more. This particular backstory gives a big humane side to him, as he's just not a guy who's bit by a radioactive spider, but he's also had an absolute idealistic ideology instilled within him that makes him who he is. As stated earlier, he is pretty funny, he's pretty charming, and in a world where it gets quite dark, his rogue gallery, as they say, his villain gallery is absolutely dark, and it has many types of villains such as the Lizard and the Green Goblin, and these particular people are pretty dark. And you get comic relief with a person like Spider-Man, and this particular comic strip right in front of you shows how big of a comic relief he can be. Spider-Man also has a lot of villains. He does not have that one particular villain he is absolutely against. Instead, he has a wide variety of villains that he can go up against. And another point being is that he's not overpowered. This particular web crawler is not that overpowered like Superman, and then you don't have that particular tension where he might get screwed. This is a problem with Superman, in my opinion. Spider-Man does have powers. He can crawl. He has his web swinging abilities, which he made these web shooters and he swings with. He's pretty strong for the average thug, but when supervillains come in front, there is a scare that Spider-Man may not be able to handle him, and it creates situations that are absolutely thrilling. Another aspect to this backstory is that Spider-Man is absolutely relatable pre-becoming a Spider-Man, or pre-becoming bitten by the spider. Peter Parker was just an ordinary guy. He wasn't an alien. He was not a billionaire. He was an ordinary guy, an awkward guy. And Peter Parker, even post Spider-Man, has the real world problems like us, like how to get that rent and how to pay the bills, and he's a struggler, which makes him more relatable as a character. As I said, he's not a billionaire, he's not an alien, he can't survive without working hard in his actual day-to-day life, and there is a lot of depth to Peter Parker. As being an ordinary guy, we all know, we all feel, we all relate of how it is. Now, we all don't have those Lamborghinis like Batman, or have the sun help us being an overpowered individual like a Superman or like the Superman. If you've read the comics, if you played the games, if you watched the movies, you know Peter Parker is an absolute genius. He's an absolute techie. He has an IQ of 250, and his startups could make him a millionaire. He designs his own web shooters. He has a lot of things. He plays with gravity. This particular person is very intelligent, relatable, but very intelligent. Don't we all want to be that? I think the character of Spider-Man is relatable and intelligent in the sense that an average Joe like you and me can be this smart. It's not that black and white. But an average Joe or the smartest of the smart do struggle as well, which makes or helps us feel a little better and relate a little more. Of course, his willpower. Spider-Man has great willpower. With his sort of superhuman abilities, to be that good is a sign of great willpower, because I'm not sure if you and me will be a superhero if we get some abilities like that, but that shows his great willpower. And not only that, he's willing to fight back, he's willing to break his bones, get knocked down, and come back, fight even harder. That's one of the biggest reasons, or one of the main reasons, that he's so popular. He brings out the hero in all of us while being relatable. These were few reasons why Spider-Man is one of the best superheroes of all time. Relatable, a lot of willpower, and a lot of great villains. Thank you so much for watching this video. Just random thoughts covering a variety of topics, analyzing a few things here and there with a rough mind, with an average Joe mind. Do like, do share, do subscribe, and if you believe there's a better superhero out there, leave a comment below stating why, and well, your explanation if you want. Thank you so much.